I didn't do it, I swear. I didn't do it, I swear.
In the criminal justice system, the people are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the police who investigate crime and the district attorneys who prosecute the offenders. These are their stories.
I just got off the phone with MU police, and you and Truman the Tiger were seen on camera the night of January 15th on the quad, the same night that David R. Francis's nose went missing. As your lawyer, I need to discuss your options with you. So going forward, you have two options. You can either stay silent, or you can betray Truman by confessing. If you choose to go silent, you will either serve a year or do 3 years, depending on what Truman chooses. If you choose to betray Truman, you will either go free or serve 2 years, also depending on what Truman chooses. The same goes for Truman. If he chooses to stay silent, and you choose to stay silent, you'll both serve 1 year. But if he chooses to stay silent and you betray, he'll get 3 years. And same as the inverse. If you stay silent and he betrays, you'll get 3 years, but he'll go free. And if you both choose to confess, therefore betraying each other, you'll both go to prison for 2 years. So looking at your options, we need to find what would be the best choice despite what Truman might do. So say Truman decides to stay silent. Would you rather spend a year in prison or go free?
Go free, for sure.
So that's going to be your better decision there. If Truman chooses to confess and betray you, would you rather spend 3 years in prison or 2 years?
2 years.
So, despite what Truman might do, your dominant strategy is going to be to betray him and therefore confess to the police. But the same goes for Truman. Do you think that if you chose to stay silent, he would rather spend 1 year or go free?
He'd want to go free.
And then if you chose to betray him, would he rather spend 3 years or 2 years?
2 years.
So his dominant strategy is also going to be to betray you, and therefore you're both going to end up betraying one another and getting 2 years in prison. This might not make sense because, as you can see, you both have the opportunity to get 1 year or even go free. The reason it won't work for both of you to try to stay silent is you can't communicate with each other, so you don't know what the other's going to do. You would both have an incentive to stray, therefore you wouldn't collude in this scenario. The same goes for the other. You can't trust each other are going to stay silent because you both always have an incentive to betray. Therefore, your Nash equilibrium, your best bet is going to be to betray one another. So, Mrs. Weatherford, after going through these options, what do you choose to do?
I really need to go free. I'm really trying to finish my economics degree right now, and Truman's been known to betray and been just a liar, so I think I'm going to betray him.
Truman, I've got some bad news. Although you chose to trust Mrs. Weatherford and stay silent, she chose to betray you so she could go free. This was the worst case scenario for you. You're going to be spending 3 years in prison for stealing David R. Francis's nose.
You have the right to remain silent.
M-I-Z.
Z-I